And the phenomena continues, and it's not just parking lots. This is happening all across the world. And it's not just an LED light issue, as you're going to see in this video. I've received, before we get started, I want to show you guys something. I've received now officially 1,500 reports globally of this flashing light phenomena that, again, is sweeping the earth. This is one folder, and I haven't even got to these yet. Look at this. On and on and on. I think there's more videos in this folder than there were locusts on that building we just saw. But here we go. You guys are in for a treat here. Check this out. This video footage I received just yesterday. 2 parking lots of cars noticed by Maximilian, and this just so happened to coincide with the arrival of the superhalo and the geomagnetic storm. This video footage is from June 1st of 2025. Check this out. There's not just a few here. There's a few dozen, quite possibly a couple of hundred. There's 2 parking lots of cars with flashing lights during the geomagnetic storm. And you're going to see more examples of cars with flashing headlights, flashing taillights. Some of the cars don't have people in them. Some of the cars do have people in them. And they all coincide with strong solar activity. Check this out. He was so taken back by what he saw here, he drove through the entire parking lot and noticed 90% of the vehicles are flashing. Some of the vehicles, for whatever reason, aren't flashing. And he goes from one parking lot to the next. Check this out. Very few of the cars are not flashing. The vast majority of them are. There's some on the back of this truck right there that don't appear to be flashing. The truck itself didn't appear to be flashing. These over here were all flashing. Then there's a parking lot over here that has several dozen in it, and the vast majority of those were also flashing. This parking lot is huge. I mean, it's several acres of cars, and all the lights on the cars are flashing with the exception of these 2 right here. They weren't flashing. I think there was one back there in the back. It was difficult to tell because there were so many. I think there was one over here that wasn't flashing, maybe. Let's look and see. Yeah, right there. That one right there wasn't flashing, but I think that was the only one over there that wasn't. Absolutely unbelievable video footage. Dozens and dozens and dozens of cars. And these just happen to be Teslas and Cybertrucks. But you're going to see other vehicles doing the same thing that aren't Teslas and aren't Cybertrucks. John sent in this video that was captured by his home security camera, also from yesterday during the geomagnetic storm, June 2nd. Look at that car right there. Driving through town during the storm with the headlights flickering, and they were more than likely not even aware of it. Here's example number 3, about 48 hours prior to the arrival of the geomagnetic storm. Marty Hayden was driving down the road. He met a Tesla on the road. That's a Tesla right there with the headlights flashing. Driving down the road, obviously occupied by a person. Here's example number 4. This one, too, occurred during the peak of the geomagnetic storm from right out here in Maricopa, Arizona. Nissa, June 2nd of 2025. She was sitting in a parking lot in Maricopa, Arizona, and the truck behind her, it looks like a full-size Toyota truck, the lights started flashing. It was the only vehicle that was flashing that she noticed, but it just so happened to be right behind her. And coming up is yet another fine example of this phenomena that once again is sweeping the earth. This video footage is from Alberta, Canada, and very good video footage. Check this out. Karina filmed this in the rearview mirror of her car as they were driving down the road. Check out the headlights on this big rig behind her. May 30th of 2025, about 48 hours prior to the very strong geomagnetic storm. Have you ever seen anything like that? Those lights aren't supposed to be doing that. And those aren't LED lights. And moving on to example number 6 out of Royal Palm Beach, Florida. Warrior Bride 8089 noticed a car in the parking lot of her apartment complex that was flashing for unknown reasons. This one was the only one that wasn't associated with the geomagnetic storm, and it was just the left headlight of the car, and there wasn't anybody inside the car. Make that make sense. Example number 7 by Kirsten out of Pueblo, Colorado. 48 hours prior to the arrival of the super halo, pulled up behind this car. This is a Kia. This is not a Tesla. And the taillights were flickering for unknown reasons. And I'm sure the driver was not aware that this was even going on. as most people aren't if they're driving the vehicle. This next example did occur during a large-scale solar event. There was a huge sunspot facing the Earth that was very powerful. Deborah, on April 13th of 2025, noticed a car coming up behind her with the headlights flickering away, and the driver, more than likely, wasn't aware of it. And she, too, pulled off some incredible camera work, recording this in the rearview mirror of her car. And this was during a geomagnetic storm watch. Not a full-blown geomagnetic storm, but a geomagnetic storm watch. And the next video you're going to see of flashing headlights was also during a massive solar event. This occurred the same day as a large X-class solar flare. Within hours, May 25th of 2025, there was a very large X-class solar flare on the Earth-facing side of the sun. Also on that day, out of Durant, Florida, Rob noticed this bus coming towards him on the 25th of May with the headlights flashing. And he too pulled off some amazing camera work as he had the presence of mind to grab his camera and record just a few seconds of these headlights flashing. And I'm sure the driver of that bus had no idea that those lights were flickering like that. All of these examples that I just shared with you, with the exception of the one that was at night out of Royal Palm Beach, Florida, were on or near significant solar events. And all of the lights were on vehicles, so they obviously weren't connected to the power grid. So what was causing them to flash? And coincidentally, they were all during very large-scale solar events.